The guests or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to What's on Your Mind. I'm your host, Russ Rhodes. I tried to get my own name wrong there. You can tell it's coming up on a holiday weekend. We have open conversation in hour 2 of the short show extended show. The extended short show? Yes. That means in hour 1 here, I have a guest in the studio with me from the WVU Uniontown Hospital. We have the brand new president and CEO, Karyn Wallace, with us. Karyn, welcome to Uniontown and welcome to the hospital, and, well, more importantly, welcome to WMBS.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, do me a favor, pull your microphone a little bit closer to you there.
How's that?
That's perfect.
Great.
Perfect. So, where'd you come from? And when did you get here into Uniontown?
I am 1 month in Uniontown, so it's been 4 weeks, a little bit over 4 weeks, coming from our Morgantown campus.
Okay.
I grew up in Fairmont, West Virginia, and worked at the Morgantown Ruby Memorial campus for about 24 years.
Okay.
So really excited to be here in Uniontown. It's been an exciting month.
I'm sure it has, and you're probably still trying to find alternate ways to get to work and what's going to be the most efficient for you.
I need some education on the back roads, and how to get quicker to navigate more quickly, I think. So I'm sure you all know. You can give me some pointers.
Okay. You're commuting up from the Morgantown area?
I'm driving.
I'm
Yep. Easy drive. Yeah. But I know there's always shorter ways to get through town.
Shorter,
so you can help me out.
More scenic ways if you're dreading getting into the office that day. So, I just learned recently, in this country, there's only rural hospitals consist of just 7% of the hospitals in this country. So I guess my first question is: Uniontown considered a rural hospital, or because of affiliate with Ruby, does that designation go away?
We really consider Uniontown a community hospital. So based in a community, though, that has a relatively large population in comparison to some of our other hospitals, and is the only hospital in Pennsylvania in our health system. So it's unique in that way. And the proximity to our main campus, kind of our largest hospital, Ruby Memorial, makes it a really, really nice access for the things that need to be there. But there are a lot of things that we can do in Uniontown that are pretty advanced. We have a lot of surgical specialties, interventional cardiology. We're actually increasing that group this summer by 2 physicians and really beefing up. We just did our first robotic surgeries this week. We're doing a lot of things at Uniontown Hospital that are significantly advanced and have great technology, and are fortunate enough to be able to do that. But within close proximity to Ruby for the things that we need to be. So
for those things that aren't here yet, you got Ruby.
Yeah, and some of the really, really advanced things. But we're really proud, and it's been a great experience for me to see all the things that we're able to do here. So I think that's important as we do get out in the community to understand that we want to care for people here. Here in Fayette County and the surrounding communities, and be able to take care of them, and have the expertise to do that. Recruitment is a very big part of that, and I think at WVU Medicine as a whole, that's been one of our focus areas in kind of training ourselves. We can recruit experts from across the country and other places, and people that it's a nice combination of physicians and other team members that actually grew up in these areas and have received training, either here or outside of here and have been here for years in a combination with people that we recruit from other places. So it's kind of the best of both worlds.
Okay.
And that's been a really nice thing to see is really we can recruit people who want to stay here by making it great and also bring in talent from other places. So it creates a nice environment.
When you recruit specialists or just general, practitioners for a specific area, do they get the choice of being at the main campus or coming to Uniontown, or do they split their time between the two?
Combination of, I think, different service lines depending on the demand and volume of patients that we're taking care of. Some services need the support of continuous coverage, so it's really hard to split time and do that.
Okay.
Other service lines we're able to share with other hospitals. Sometimes we do that for call coverage, so the overnight after hours coverage can come from somewhere in close proximity, but then we have people that are here during the week. I think kind of back to that community setting, a lot of times people like the familiarity of their provider and having them here. And a lot of the physicians I've talked to after starting here have been here for a long time, and they're pretty dedicated to being at Uniontown Hospital and in this community. So we do a variety of, all would be my answer, all of those.
Okay.
But from my experience, I think it's really nice to see here. It's been a good thing to see the commitment and kind of have people dedicated. But, sometimes we need support in different intervals.
Sure.
So it's nice to do a little bit of both.
Does the area help in recruiting?
Yes, I think so. And one of the nice parts about bringing in people, I noticed this when I interviewed for this position, the hospital itself, just even the exterior, the campus, and the commitment that the team has had to taking care of the facility is probably one of our greatest assets. We talk about marketing videos and things that we can get out to really give people a glance of what it's like to work in the hospital. It's hard to actually pick the locations to film those because there's so many parts of the hospital that are truly really beautiful. And the staff and the providers take really good care of the facility. I actually spilled something yesterday, and I quickly wiped it up because I felt like I was going to be in big trouble if I didn't clean it up. So, in which I traditionally would anyhow. But you see a lot of that. You see people really taking pride in their environment and really being they're really proud to show the hospital, and they should be. It's a great place.
Knock on wood, I don't have much cause to visit.
Please keep it that way.
But the few times that I do go for a test or whatever, it does kind of jump out of how. I mean, you expect the hospital to be clean.
Yeah.
But it goes beyond that. It really does. The brightness, the cheeriness, and it's not just the grounds as well. The parking lot. You don't see a lot of garbage floating around at the whim of a breeze or something like that.
Not at all. Not at all. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
If you think about it, even if you're coming in for testing or people are there because they're having difficulty with something or, can be your standard screening procedure, and we like to make those experiences really positive. But a lot of people are there in the hospital because they're not having a great, they're having difficulty of some sort. And the little things really make a difference when patients or their family members are going through that. So we really try to think about that. I can tell that the team has put a lot of emphasis on that, and that's really important.
Well, and I can understand that too. I mean, the last thing you want is for somebody to come in saying, they can't even keep this clean. What are they going to do for me?
Right.
Type of thing. So just easing that way. With that rural or community title, nomenclature, whatever, are you still able to, or is there other hospitals that you, outside of Ruby, that you partner with? And I guess where I'm heading on with this, Karyn, is if, it's something unique, something that you don't see often. that you're able to communicate with other health systems and say, hey, we've got this, these are the symptoms, and where do we go from here?
Yes, I think in a couple different ways. WVU Medicine now has 25 hospitals in the system. So as a part of the health system, each hospital is unique. Each hospital has their own, their own kind of operational challenges, but we do share a lot of those as a leadership team and really try to help each other. Certainly staffing issues, or when we need to do contracting of some sort, but we can share and make those things. We negotiate for supplies, through our allied health program, and just you have access to things that make you don't have to reinvent the wheel, and you can work together.
Yeah.
But also, as I'm coming into this role, I think forming relationships with the other hospitals in Pennsylvania and the Hospital Association and other options and I guess contacts will help some of the challenges that are going to be unique to this environment. Again, this is the only hospital in our system in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So I think there'll be opportunities, and there are opportunities that we're already kind of pursuing to be connected within this state as well.
Okay.
So yes, we're all trying to solve some of the same problems. Okay. So I think
you're not alone.
Nope.
Is basically.
No, we're definitely not alone.
So
we're definitely not alone.
You're only on it for 4 months. So what are some of the challenges that you're looking at that you're working to overcome to enhance the whole facility?
Sure. I think we're always working on access, so we don't like patients have to wait. That's one of the initiatives that we're always looking at, is making sure we can get patients in. I think we do a great job of taking care of them, but you've got to be able to get patients access. So that's something that we're always looking at several of our hospitals. Access to testing and imaging and some of those things that just can really backlog. So we're working on that. And really just the growth. We have so many physicians starting this month. So one of our goals at Uniontown is to get them up and running. And staffing. We're always working on staffing, opportunities in nursing education, and to also train and have access to some of the technical specialties, radiology technologists, respiratory therapists, really working on opportunities for educating them, but also training our own and having them come in and, being in a facility where they're training, they feel comfortable. So staffing is always at top of mind and keeping our nursing.
Okay. I kind of wanted to hit on that a little bit. As you most likely know, we're losing the Penn State Fayette campus, which has a great 4-year nursing program. Is that going to, with that closure imminent, is that going to impact the Uniontown Hospital?
Absolutely. That, of course, will. We are already working on some options to be able to partner and make sure we have that pipeline of nursing. We're doing some things in Morgantown too with nursing education and expanding those options that can help us as well, and always looking for ways to partner. But yes, of course, that will impact us. We always need to have access to nurses who are training and going to be ready to go. Having them rotate and be present in the hospital helps to provide them opportunities to see some unique things while in their training, and also deciding kind of where they might want to be employed and making that a good experience for them. So working on that, but yes, the answer is yes, that definitely impacts us.
Okay. And hopefully you'll be able to, overcome that.
Yes.
And moving forward. Beginning of the year, 6 months ago, after 5-6 years without, your hospital reopened a birthing center.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Yes.
How's that going for you?
It's been a wonderful experience. Yes. I'm only a month, so for me, actually experiencing it over the last month, I've learned a lot about it. Spent some time in the birthing unit and spent some time with the team there, who are amazing. They're doing a fantastic job. We're definitely busy. We have seen that volume really increase, and I think providing a wonderful experience for moms and babies, and they're doing their job there for sure.
Yeah.
And I think back to kind of what we were saying about when you're sick and you're in the hospital, this is the same kind of experience. The little things really matter. They pay a lot of attention to the details of what patients are going through that process, and really trying to make it a very positive experience for them. I'm really, really happy to see that doing well, and that service to the community is really important. We don't want people to have to leave here for that.
Well, I would imagine, too, for the expectant mom, and for the dad, for that matter, it's got to be easing of the mind, knowing that, 5 minutes away, 10 minutes away, as opposed to, 30 minutes going down to Ruby when the time comes, because babies are on their own schedule.
They're not not waiting.
No. Well, if the current staff is anything like they were in the past, because my two youngest were born at Uniontown.
Oh, that's great.
And
that's
the
great.
staff was just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
So if this current one is anything like the old one, I know things are going to go.
I've heard a lot of stories and my experiences up there about how it used to be when we had the unit previously, and really relating that and tying it to how they brought it back. So I really think there was some thought put into making this kind of the traditional, but also updating it. Really impressed with the equipment and the access they have to the tools they need to make sure patients really can stay here and can be well taken care of. So it's an impressive center to tour. It really is. And the team, again, they're working really, really hard to make that a great. So it's all good things as far as the birthing center goes, and we're really very proud of it and happy that patients have access to that in the community. So
and I know the community is glad to have it back.
Yes,
as well.
Yes, and I think we appreciate the support for that center from the community. We appreciate WVU Medicine and our board, and for everyone that had anything to do with that. I know how much it's meant to people.
Yeah. Is there a is there another department or service that you'd like to bring to the Uniontown Hospital?
There's a lot of things that we're looking at. Yes, I think starting the robotic surgeries this week is excellent. Again, expanding our interventional cardiology program. We're always looking at ways to expand our primary care footprint because that's such a need, and really some orthopedic. In our orthopedic surgery department, bringing in some specialists, joint and other, that can really increase our expertise there for specific surgery. So that's going to be exciting to see as well.
Okay.
So.
All righty. We're with Karyn Wallace. She is the new president and CEO of the Uniontown WVU Medicine Hospital. Karyn, I got to take a quick little break, but when we come back, we'll pick up and we'll continue talking about the wonderful community hospital here in Uniontown. This is What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. We'll be right back after these messages.
Then I saw her face.
Everyone's favorite ogre is coming to Uniontown. Main Street Theater Company presents Shrek the Musical, live on stage at the State Theater. Based on the Oscar-winning film of A Little Ogre, a wisecracking donkey, a feisty princess, and other fairy tale misfits, Shrek proves that
Serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. We have Karyn Wallace, the president and CEO of the Uniontown. I always get it mixed. Is it WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital?
Perfect. You got it. Stop there.
Right. Okay. All right. I don't have to go in my other alternative.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Karyn, tell us how you got to this point. How did your career in health begin, and where, and
Sure.
the whole journey there?
Sure. I have a background in radiology. So
Okay.
I started working at WVU in 2001. And for many years, 12, 13 years, I worked as a technologist in the PET CT center. So that's a form of radiology, a lot of working with oncology patients. PET, you inject radioactive materials looking for tumors, essentially. So
Okay.
I did that for several years, loved my job, absolutely really didn't consider doing anything else. My manager decided to move away and basically told me I would become the manager. And I said, I don't want to do that.
There's paperwork involved with that.
Yeah, it looks stressful. But I decided to go for it and did that for a couple years, and then started working with the physicians in radiology as the administrator, learning about the finances and how physician management works, and I was very fortunate to be able to do that without having to worry about running operations. I had a couple years where it's complicated in an academic setting to really focusing on that really helped me a lot. And then started managing a lot of the radiology operations while I was doing that, and was connected in 2017 with Dr. Ali Rezai, who we recruited to WVU Medicine from Ohio State to run the neuroscience program, essentially to help with a lot of the radiology and some of the needs that were very specialized with the Neuroscience Institute, focused ultrasound technology and other things. So I started helping from the radiology side and really got connected to working on a lot of their projects.
Okay.
And eventually moved into the vice president of neuroscience role. Working with Dr. Rezai and the team for about 8 years. So that was an exciting, and worked with Uniontown Hospital, actually recruiting neurologists and also a neurosurgeon that does spine surgery here. So I was familiar with the hospital, and then I looked at this opportunity, really was excited about it, and went through the interview process and really feel very fortunate to be here and in this role. So it was a journey, and really did not have any desire to be in healthcare leadership at the beginning of my career. I love taking care of patients, but I will say that is the job where I probably learned the most that I carry over into the administrative. I don't think you have to have that experience to be a great administrator in healthcare. People come to administration from all different experiences and backgrounds, but it helped me to really learn what matters to patients when you work in a little bit of that isolated setting, and you see patients who come back and will share their experiences with you, and just some of those things I mentioned before about the little things matter. I think I really learned that, and that helps to support those more broadly in a role where you're decision making. When you put the patient and their family first, then if you think about that as your top priority, and I can tell you the team at Uniontown, it's very clear that their goal is to take care of patients and their families.
Yeah.
And you can't make bad decisions if that's what you, as a whole, you're moving in the right direction if you keep that top of mind. So I was really fortunate to have that many years in providing direct care.
Okay. Having that, do you have any ideas that you're kicking around that would enhance that, I guess that service, that feeling, that, that way of dealing with the patients and, your customers?
Sure. I think we do I've seen a lot of great work in the patient experience. We call it patient experience. And that can mean a lot of different things. Of course, we have the quality, our required metrics and things that we kind of work on from a quality perspective, and the regulatory side of that. But then the patient experience side, which really, that's where we all kind of brainstorm and pick projects every year. So WVU Medicine kind of breaks we call it our strategic roadmap. We break that into different buckets, for lack of a better way to say it. If you look at the document, it kind of makes sense, but making it a really great place to work is a part of that. So not just for the patients, but for the employees. Because if we don't have staff and we don't have people that want to stay, then we don't have a hospital. So we really focus on patient and employee experience. So making it a great place to be, but also we'll pick goals every year and projects. Each hospitals are different, but we kind of cascade those from the WVU Medicine overall system goals that really promote focusing on what our patient experience is like. So there'll be individual projects that we can come up with, and we're just actually starting to work on those for 26. So it's an exciting time to kind of think about overall what our hospital goals are. We'll know that in the next couple months, August, September timeframe for 2026. So we're working on some ideas for that'll help drive what we work on and gives us some things. And of course, again, some of those are the things you have to do from a regulatory standpoint, but also we can be creative on what really matters to people when they come into the hospital and how do we kind of pick a focus project for that.
All right. I think you've kind of hit on something here a little bit too when you say, you looking to make it a nice job experience, work experience for your employees. Because if they're miserable, you don't want them taking it out on the patient.
Correct.
You don't want to turn into the DMV.
Yeah.
Just having gone through the experience of getting the real ID recently, it just seems so miserable in there. It's like,
you didn't feel like they were happy you were there.
No. It's like they were looking for a way to turn you down and say, oh, no, you brought the wrong paperwork.
Yeah. Yes.
on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's really what you want is staff that are doing this and love what they do. And then you feel that and you don't feel like you're making their Tuesday or their Thursday an hour longer by showing up for your appointment. You feel like they're there to give you, what you need, provide what you need from a healthcare perspective and give you a good experience. So
from a hospital standpoint, and I guess as the administrator, that oversees everything, how hard is it to stay on top of advancements, and not just in the, we'll say, surgical care or doing that, but the equipment as well?
Yes. That's a great question, and I think from having a radiology background, that's probably one of the areas where you really, it's technology heavy.
Yeah, so you start out with the X-ray, and then all of a sudden, you got the CAT scan, and now you got MRIs, and you got all this, and blah,
Yes, and eventually there'll even be the AI side to all that, which is a whole other ballgame, and the keeping up with some of the advances in that space is important as well, but. I think back to what you mentioned about do we have a kind of a team that facilitates learning from each other? So we have a lot of committees and teams at a system level that do a lot of that technology. The other technology review and making sure that we have good processes for replacement and purchasing and things like that. What also helps is having medical directors or other physician leaders that are really embedded into their specific fields. A lot of those recruits are on national committees and they bring back information about. So it's not uncommon for physicians, particularly the ones that are leading a certain discipline, to say, this is coming, we need to look at this. And obviously we can't do everything, so that takes a lot of planning. We have a capital planning process, and we look and evaluate equipment all the time. But we also rely on kind of our subject matter experts and the people that are working in those areas. And again, that's something that we can connect with other hospitals in our system on. We share ideas about that as well, which really can help translate to each individual community when we're talking about that. But we count on our providers and our experts and our leaders in those disciplines to be able to bring updated. When I was in charge of radiology, that was part of my job was to say, this is what's coming up in MRI. This is going to be the new technology. We really need to look at that and plan. So being a little bit more proactive than reactive, I think, is always a good strategy.
Yeah.
But again, you can't everything that's new and advanced. That's why planning is important.
Right. Yeah. So you mentioned go back for in the beginning. You mentioned robotic surgery, and you just brought up AI. Are they separate? Are they hand in hand? Or, I mean, how much involved is the two disciplines together?
I think there's a component of that. But, I mean, in the robotic, in the cases that we're completing right now, it's our general surgery group. And really, it's a lot of training to be able to. So, yes, I think there's an AI piece of that. But really, it's being able to complete the surgery through that robotic system and provide a certain level of accuracy for the patient's procedure. It's really neat.
Yeah.
It really is.
AI more diagnostic than
I think a lot of the things that we're looking at in AI, just working with our IT system partners right now, we're working on a lot of ways to help the physicians from a documentation standpoint too, like kind of coming up with tools for dictations and things that can save them a lot of time. That's one of the things I think will help us in the future and for people to become more efficient. That's kind of near future. And when you look in the out years, there are a lot of things that are possible from the AI perspective.
Okay. All right. And robotic is, I mean, is what calls for a robotic surgery over just traditional?
It depends on the surgeon preference and the patient and the type of surgery. So different surgeons are different too in their preferences. I think a lot of it also helps them become efficient and, they can complete the case efficiently, but it's definitely depends on the specific physician, their training, and what they think a good use of that technology would be. So we're starting with a handful of cases where the physicians obviously have had the appropriate training and they feel very confident it'll help the patient's procedure. So it's exciting to see.
Yeah. So it's so easy to forget that medicine is not an exact science. That's why they call it, I'm opening a practice.
Yes.
Because it is a constant learning thing. There's no exact. And one thing that might have been good here is not necessarily going to work there.
Yes, exactly.
And so that's where your knowledge and your practice and everything goes on.
I think so, and that's where again it's really beneficial to have people with different experiences on the team, so everybody can bring their own experience. But I would say one of the requirements for us in healthcare is just being able to pivot really quickly. So you're right, you can't predict what each day is going to look like. You can't predict what each patient surgery is going to be like, and there are things that kind of go on every day. So we can have. It's important to plan and have our roadmap, as I called it earlier, but you also have to be able to change and pivot very quickly. And being able to do that efficiently, I think, is one of the most important things for us. So you have to kind of grow with the direction of, the challenge that pops up out of nowhere.
Okay. All right. Got to take my last break. So when we come back, I have another question for you about the future.
Okay.
And we'll head there on that. Karyn Wallace, the new president and CEO of and I'm going to mess this up here, I know I am.
No, you're not.
The WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital.
Got it.
So more about our wonderful community hospital after this.
Attention, active and retired coal miners. Have you been screened for black lung? Here at the Black Lung Clinic at Centerville Clinics, we offer yearly screenings, diagnosis, education, and treatment options to help you live a fuller, healthier life. We provide care regardless of your ability to pay. Call Centerville Clinics today at 724-632-6801. Do it today.
Pizza King's in Connellsville is your go-to lunch and dinner spot with a full menu of mouth-watering pizzas and so much more. Using a deck oven helps our pizzas stay extra crisp. So if you haven't tried a slice lately, what are you waiting for? From our 50-slice King Carnivore to veggie pizzas and even pickle pizzas, Pizza King has the pie to match your taste. Pizza King's, 1046 Morrell Avenue in Connellsville. Call 724-626-8343 or visit pizzakingswithaz.com.
Your mental health is your most valuable asset. With 55 years of experience serving Western Pennsylvania, Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services is ready and able to assist you with all of your mental health needs. Offering over 20 specialized treatments, open access, and just-in-time scheduling means that you receive the treatment you need in a time-conscious fashion. Chestnut Ridge Counseling now offers telehealth, mental health urgent care with immediate access to a mental health professional with no appointment necessary. Call 724-437-0729. That's 724-437-0729 for mental health urgent care at Chestnut Ridge Counseling. Outpatient care options include individual, group, and family therapies, mental health and psychiatric evaluations, and medication services. Outpatient care and services are also available for patients under the age of 18, geared towards youth-centric problems and concerns. Take control of your mental health care with Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services. Call 724-437-0729 to set up an appointment or speak immediately with a mental health professional.
Bright Stripe, Bay County's premier asphalt seal coating professionals, locally owned by Matt and Lexi George. Bright Stripe specializes in residential and commercial asphalt seal coating, also excelling in line striping and layouts, thermoplastic, and infrared asphalt repair. Bright Stripe has succeeded due to their commitment to quality work for 30 years. Bright Stripe, 724-437-6090 or visit bright-stripe.com. BRITE-stripe.com.
Join the casino at Nemacolin for the Independence Day Weekend Bash on Saturday, July 5th. Enjoy Chef B's delicious barbecue outside starting at 2 p.m., followed by entertainment by DJ Rambo until 8 p.m. Don't miss the grand prize drawing for a 2025 Ford Bronco Sport Heritage at 7 p.m. When the sun sets, the fun continues inside with Hot Weather Holiday playing from 8 to 11 p.m. and your favorite slot and table games. For more on the Casino at Nemacolin's Independence Day Weekend Bash, visit CasinoNemacolin.com/promotions. Game on. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Having Hicksonbaugh's Drugstore in Uniontown means reliability, quality, and service. Pharmacists Stephen Harper and Seth Miller fill your prescriptions, offer free prescription delivery, mail-out service, and gladly answer your healthcare questions. Flu shots, the new Moderna COVID boosters, plus Shingrix shots with your doctor's prescription are also available at Hicksonbaugh's. Call 724-437-2828. Hicksonbaugh's Saturday till 3, closed Sunday.
Ready to update your home? Find what you need at Zen's Construction Warehouse. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff will be happy to help you the old-fashioned way. Zen's is open 485 Walnut Hill Road in Continental. Zen's Construction Warehouse, 724-366-8274. Or visit Zen's Construction Warehouse's Facebook page.
Zen's Construction Warehouse, our surplus, your savings. WMBS.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. Karyn Wallace from the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital, the new president and CEO, is with me in the studio here. Karyn, real quick, I want to, I guess, define robotic surgery here real quick. We're not talking about, Rosie from the Jetsons that's coming in and gonna, rolling in on a single wheel into the operating room and taking over operations. There's more to it than that, right?
Yes. Again, I think it's a patient-dependent, surgery-dependent, and surgeon-dependent process, but it's a tool, and the physicians are in charge of the operating that robotic instrument during the surgery. So in some instances, it can help them, again, be more efficient, complete the surgery with great precision, and do a really great job on the patient. It's going to be dependent on those three things. But the physician is present and in charge of
in the room,
moving the robot.
And is controlling the robot, telling it what to do.
Yep.
Okay. All righty. So, all righty. 5 years from now.
Oh, gosh.
Yes.
1 month in, 5
know.
years from now. Yeah.
Where would you like the Uniontown Hospital to be?
Yeah, I think just a really comprehensive, services, really great relationship with our hub in Morgantown and a nice referral flow there, but being able to do essentially everything this community needs other than a few really advanced procedures and having those be close by is of great benefit to this community. So growing in volume, growing our service line, really filling that hospital up and making sure that we're as full as we can possibly be, and keeping up, like you mentioned, with technology. So in 5 years, it's really hard to predict where we'll be from a technology.
Yeah.
We'll probably be talking about more than a robot, but yes, I think just continuing on the path that we're on in terms of advancing recruitment and growth and expanding our reach so that patients can stay here for care. That's the most important part of our mission. We don't want patients having to travel other than if it's a very extremely, specific or specialized condition. We want to be able to take care of the people in this community. And I think we'll continue to see people talk a lot about what's going on in the community, and there are so many people that work in the hospital that are a part of the community. Continuing to increase the hospital's presence and importance to the people here and letting them know we're here and telling our stories, our patient stories about the experiences there will really resonate, I think, and give people that sense that we're able to take care of them well.
Okay. I almost hesitate to bring this up.
Oh no!
But just the hometown hospital stigma, and I think you know what I mean by that.
Sure.
And is that how you overcome that? By doing exactly what you just said, keeping up with technology and promoting that to the community, letting you know that it's here.
Yes, and I think that's exactly right. That's exactly how you do it, and I think I felt at home from the minute that I arrived here. Part of that is because it does have a community feel and people that are really passionate. But I actually have also felt like I'm in a place that is really doing a lot to try to advance. And when I walk into the hospital, and maybe I have a unique perspective, I work there every day now, but I feel like, wow, look at all that we're doing from a quality perspective and really working on those projects and those metrics, really working on recruitment, getting our staffing up and working on retention. And the technology is a big part of it, but you just feel like when you go into the hospital, again, I think that's one of our greatest recruiting assets is how you feel when you go into a facility. Yeah. Even not as a patient, but somebody potentially working there. I know for me, it made that experience really unique when I interviewed. I felt like, wow, I would be really blessed to be here every day. Look at all the things that they're doing. So you don't really feel, I guess, the traits or characteristics that would tie us to that stigma. I feel like we're really overpowering that. We're moving on past it. We're going to keep going.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
Karyn, I'd love to chat more, but we're out of time.
I could talk all day. Everybody knows that.
I've really enjoyed our conversation today.
I enjoyed it as well.
Come back sometime in the future
you so
when
much.
you have anything you need to chat about.
Thank you.
I'd be happy to have you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me.
In the meantime, CBS News is up next. When I'm back, it's Open Conversation, 724-438-4593. This is WMBS Uniontown. It is 3 o'clock.
CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. The House has passed President Trump's massive tax and spending plan.
On this vote, the yeas are 218, the nays are 214. The motion is adopted.
House Speaker Mike Johnson.
Today, we are making the dream of a government that puts the American people first a reality. A reality.
The White House was feeling very confident.
We've learned that the White House is already planning a bill signing ceremony at the White House tomorrow around 5 p.m., potentially right before all the July 4th festivities.
CBS's Aaron Navarro.
This is going to be a cornerstone for President Trump's agenda in this term. He could potentially be seeing a different Congress in terms of party control in just 2 years. So he has really played up, the White House has really played up the importance of passing this bill now.
Republicans overcame multiple setbacks to approve the package before tomorrow's deadline. Millions of Americans are on the move for the July 4th holiday.
I'm Joe